guess what I'm saying, this is a dangerous place to be a criminal because there is no tolerance. I don't care what happens to you if you're a criminal. I don't care how bad it is. I do not want you in my city. And you know, that is not an approach that people are usually willing to vocalize. And that is the way it is.
Well, you've been held in the city of LA for what you've done, because this used to be an escape.
Yeah.
A place to go when you couldn't be there. It isn't anymore.
That's right. Our criminals are now going back to LA because it's too dangerous to be a criminal here. And it's too painful.
I want you to reflect to the future, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
5 years from now, where do you see Lancaster?
I really think that we have the opportunity to become much more vibrant economically. I think that our unemployment rate will drop dramatically. I'm hoping that we become one of the few cities in the world to ever truly integrate. Because right now our demographics are about a third black, a third Hispanic, and a third white, and a few others mixed in. But they're spread out. You know, that's true of every single neighborhood. We don't have an Hispanic neighborhood or a black neighborhood or a white neighborhood, and I want to keep it that way. And the only way I'm going to keep it that way is if we start getting to know each other. And that's why the neighborhood watch programs are so important, the neighborhood revitalization, the neighborhood impact homes, the wellness homes, all of that is so important because it brings people together. The boulevard is so important. You know, the events that we put on the boulevard bring everybody together. And you know, once you start going to places, getting along and not seeing a problem, your fear level goes away, and you know, you start recognizing people are people. If we could get that across the board in this city, then that diversity is going to be a powerful force.
Immediate future, we have commissions, we have alliances we're forming, and people that we're bringing in. And really, one of the things I know you do, it's really not so much what you do, but who you delegate to do it.
That's
How
right.
do you see these commissions coming together? And if you're an individual in the community and want that representation, how do you get involved?
Well, you know, the first thing you got to do is just send in an application on the internet. But it's like everything else. You know, how do you get a date? Usually somebody introduces you to her, right? You know, it usually requires some type of personal connection. Because there's, you know, that's just the way human beings are, and I'm a human being. Who do I pay attention to? You kind of need a reference. Somebody needs to bring you to me and say, this person really is a worker. This person really is innovative, creative. He has something or she has something to say. I guess what I'm really looking for is those people who have something to say and are not easily dissuaded, that when they run into an obstacle, they keep pushing. You know, one time I was doing the walk with the mayor, and this guy about 35 years old, in desperate financial straits, was walking, and you know, and he didn't even have the, you know, his clothes were dirty, and you know, you could tell he had economic issues. And he was walking because he wanted to know if I could help him get a job in the solar fields. And at that particular time, I was unable to. I was up on the roof with him about 3 weeks ago, and he's working with the solar city, you know. And I made a point to get his name, and I'm recommending him for another job that's has much more responsibility to it, because I just love the determination. He walked from Lancaster City Park to East Solar out on Avenue G just to apply. You know, things like that come to your attention, and then once they're at my attention, I realize this person has something to say and to contribute, and that's really all I'm looking for. I don't care what your ethnic background is. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I don't care what your religious beliefs are. I don't care about any of that stuff. The only thing I care about is, do you have something to say, and will you stick with it to make it come to fruition? And so far, those are the people we're attracting. It's an exciting place.
So commitment to passion and effort is how you see it.
And to want to improve the well-being of everybody who lives here. That's really the only requirement.
Well, thank you very much for this moment, and anything in closing you'd like to say?
Well, just to encourage people to get involved. If it's just doing you know, Saturday is the Martin Luther King Observance Day, where we actually work in the community. You know, I'll have my Levi's on and my garden gloves on, and I'll probably be painting somebody's house. And I suggest everybody do that. They'll be glad they did. Their life will improve. I absolutely guarantee it.
So from a day of service to a commitment to service.
That's right. My life has improved so much since I became mayor, just because of the ability to have that effect. And you know, my wife tells me I'm a different person and a better person because of that opportunity. And it really is what comes out of recognizing that what you're doing matters to a lot of people.
Speaking of your wife,
Yeah.
at the last city council meeting at Christmas, you made a comment. The last thing you said was, "Honey, I'm coming home." That's pretty neat.
Well, you know, it's really the only thing that counts. You know.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.